Jai Baba. I'm going to begin today by reading a quote that Mara Dennison sent me this morning. It's one that I've loved over the years, and I was very happy to receive it this morning. I'm going to read it out. It's from Bob. Everyone is unconsciously tired of this life because everyone seeks happiness, but know not how to get it. But life is so beautiful. It is meant to be happy. I will help you. Then things will appear changed. You will see it. It is always the outlook that counts and not the object. Today you feel tired, upset, seeing nothing beautiful in the things around in life. If tomorrow you do not feel bored but cheerful, the same things that appeared black yesterday will seem changed. It is all due to changed mentality and outlook. The easy way is not to make much of things. Take them lightly. Say to yourself, I am meant to be happy, to make others happy. And gradually, you do become happy yourself and make others so too. Don't suggest to your mind, I am tired, haggard, depressed. That will make you feel worse. Always say, all is well and beautiful. I will be happy. I will help you spiritually. Meher Baba. So, before I begin, I'd like to say just a few words. This is Thanksgiving week, and I was pondering this morning the meaning of thanks and giving, all of this. And I realized that we all thank the Lord every day for things great and small, and this is natural, it's a good thing. But I was thinking we should always remember that when we say thank you Baba, the you implies separation. We should always remember this because, as Baba says, the goal of life is to become with him. And he says with divine authority, you and I are not we but one. Now, this first poem I wrote a couple years ago, and it's titled, Thank You. Thank you for the hurt and humiliation, without which I would not be here at your feet. Thank you for the slander I could not have done without. Thank you for all I've lost. I now realize what I've found. Thank you for the suffering, a long-standing gift that I cherish. Thank you for the longing that helped open and close my wounds. Thank you for the ache that persisted night and day. Thank you for every obstacle in my path. I remembered you more and more. Thank you for my tears. They washed away my separation. Thank you for all I've forgotten. The past is a closed door. Thank you for all I remember. The present is an open book. Thank you every moment. Thank you with every breath. Thank you, Meher Baba. Thank you for everything. The first one of this series is titled Blink of an Eye. And it was a beautiful fall day in the mountains. We had a guest that was staying with us, and the three of us were going to the nearby town of Highlands for lunch. And this poem is about what occurred that day. Yesterday a truck nearly collided with our car. Such a beautiful fall day. Perfect conditions. A 2-lane highway. Light traffic. As I remember, the three of us were laughing. I saw the driver's startled face. His truck oncoming in our lane. Had he dozed off? Had a yellow jacket stung him? He was that close. I saw his eyes. Anita took your name, took it loudly. I blinked my eyes as she momentarily went off-road. The truck careened wildly. Our car gained traction. Maybe a matter of a second, more or less. In that moment, the world stopped. I saw myself suspended in time. You reached into the car and made adjustments. You do this now and forever. We had lunch a little later. Maybe we talked about how delicious it all was. Maybe we laughed a little too much. I got up from the table to use the restroom. As I returned to our table, I saw a fleeting glimpse of a figure. He had his arms outstretched. They seemed to encompass the whole world. And that was quite an experience. When I came out of the bathroom, there was, who knows what it was, but it looked like the arms were like this over the table with Anita and her friend sitting. What's in a name? What's in a name? I refer to you daily. I address you personally. I am melding you and me. I was steadfast in my search. I was not satisfied with a few nuggets of gold. I sang my mining song into the depths of this false world. I sang of you. I sing of you. I am quarrying that precious jewel. I am mining your name. The gem of gems I hold within. I know the treasure that I have. I wake in the black of night. Your name illumines the darkness. There is nothing I can't see with your name. Your name makes me forget myself. I take your name wherever I go. There is no darkness with the lamp of your name. Light is more light when I say your name. I am a fire blazing in your name. Your name is love personified. I love repeating your name. Right now, my lips are not moving. Your name is the silent throne within me. this love. The lover is made with love. The lover is mad with love. This love is a gift from God. This love gives and keeps giving. Your love evaporates all distances. Your love outshines the sun. Your love knows no time. Your love unfolds the innermost self. This love will make an old man a child. This love is an eternal playground. This love is a parade of happiness. This love is without beginning or end. What grace you shower, only the lover knows. He soaks, sizzles, and burns. He is a box of matches waiting to be ignited. He is a puzzle waiting to be assembled. This love brings pain without measure. This love destroys and demolishes separation. This love is an ever-growing inferno. This love undoes the edifice of self. This love discloses every mystery. This love reveals every secret. This love divulges all sacred truth. This love makes life worth living. The one and only one. I watched a hummingbird flit and flitter. I watched a butterfly become one with a flower. I watched a dandelion lose itself on the wind. I watched a day grow old and young again. You are the seed of the mighty oak. You are the kernel of every corn. You are the blush of the ethereal sunset. You are the eyes of the lover awaiting the beloved. You are the beginning and end of each day. You are the beating of every heart. You are the feet, the steps, and the path. You are the promised one returned. You are the glorious sun shining on everyone. You are the star-swept ocean of sky. You are the child suckling at the breast. You are the old and infirm looking for tranquility. You are beloved, father and friend. You are nadir and you are zenith. You are alpha and you are omega. You are the highest of the high. You are the poet with pen and paper. Your inspiration comes without notice. You are the singer singing the original song. Your voice, the one and only one. The only life I know. Where did I go wrong? I can't help this feeling. The mistakes I've made, the trouble caused. I know you are the Lord of forgiveness. I know you are all merciful. If I could go back, I would undo everything that kept me from you. I am countering every negative thought. I release myself through your grace. I am swallowing every word that caused pain or separation. I bow down to you perpetually. My head has the imprint of your feet. This is the only life I know. My tears wash away this illusory life. You are the bottomless bottom of my heart. You are the footsteps I follow. You are my household and home. You are my exhalation and inhalation. There is no price too high to pay. This game of life made me a beggar. I stand, sit, and bow before you. I continuously whisper, darling, I love you. The beloved casts no shadow. The beloved casts no shadow. His sun is always directly overhead. The lover lives for this light. Their communion is ever bright. The lover lights a fire within himself. Wants and desires are his kindling. The fire rises and rages. No smoke escapes the lover's lips. The lover is a walking contradiction. His feet move but remain standing in place. Wherever he goes does not matter. He has no whereabouts in this world. The lover's smile is a divine art. It is forged in the fire of remembrance. Its sweetness is a river of honey. The beloved's nazar is always upon him. The beloved's light is reflected in the lover. The lover's eyes are always open. No one can ever tell him this world is made of darkness. The beloved is here, there, and everywhere. He is omnipresent. He sees and hears everything. When the lover least expects it, the beloved covers him with himself. Now, this next one, I'm going to say a few words and then much more before the following one. This next one was at a point where, when I wrote it, I wasn't completely conscious that I was getting ill. And I had gotten chilled and I'd gotten some congestion in my chest. And I had called my doctor in Myrtle Beach, and he prescribed antibiotics for me. And so at this point is when I first was not feeling well. It's titled Life Giving. Last night, the dream of death called out to me. The voice cold, dark, insistent. The voice of tragedy, cataclysm, disaster. Death sent her favored emissaries. Despair, despondency, depression. Knowing you were nearby, I called your name, and the battle began. I invoked your army of one. I invoked your mantle of protection. I called you from your infinite depths. I called you within me. This dawn, as the first fingers of light danced joyfully on my eyelids, the wraiths of death and darkness departed and disappeared. Your glory was manifest once again. I saw your face in a glass of water. You are substance. You are life-giving. You are beloved now. You are beloved until the end of time. So, before I read this next one, what happened is the antibiotics didn't seem to work. I grew, my lungs and chest were more and more congested to the point where it finally came that I couldn't breathe in, I couldn't breathe out, I couldn't drink water, I couldn't do anything. And my son and his family who were visiting me was very disturbed, distraught. Anita was extremely concerned. They wanted me to go to the hospital, to the emergency ward. And I had this misconception that if I went to the hospital in my condition, they would put me on a ventilator, which I was not going to do. So Anita called my doctor and he said, it's a very sweet man. He said, oh, no, they won't put John on a ventilator. What they'll do is they'll give him oxygen, breathing treatments, better antibiotics, and he should go. So I went. I don't remember the trip. I guess it's normally a 45-minute trip. Anita made it half an hour. My son helped me into the wheelchair at the entrance to the ER. And it was my great good fortune that there were no other people in the ER. I got the complete attention of a nursing staff and a doctor. And they worked on me for about 7 hours. They did all kinds of tests. They took x-rays to see how my lungs were. They did a CAT scan. There was some concern that maybe I'd had a heart attack, as there is a heart enzyme that was through the roof that indicated that. So they did all these tests. They put in 3 IVs for antibiotics, for saline solution, other things. Gave me breathing treatments, oxygen. And after about 7 hours, they stabilized me and admitted me to the hospital about 3 a.m. Anita and my son stayed with me that night, and then Anita stayed with me the rest of the time I was in the hospital. One thing I'll say is I had such a profound experience. It's difficult for me to even articulate it, but that staff, the doctors, the nurses, even the kitchen staff who brought my food, I witnessed them and saw them all as people serving Baba within me. It was so beautiful to behold and experience. I just felt so fortunate, and this poem I'm going to read has to do with that. So I was fine. The great thing is I was released. I was there for 4 nights. When I was released late afternoon the day before my son's family flew back to their home in Nicaragua. And it was a great house coming to the cottage when Anita drove me home. Everybody was so loving and so happy to see me, and I was able to, be with them before they flew out. So it was a great thing. Anyway, even the names of the nurses and doctors. First nurse I met, her name was Angel. She was an angel. There was the doctor who did my intake was Dr. Real, R-E-A-L. My doctor who saw me every day was Dr. Cope. He had a great sense of humor. He loved P.G. Woodhouse and Bertie Wooster. We had great talks, and it was just wonderful. So the title of this poem is Good Fortune. The last leaves are falling outside my hospital window. The maple tree has a few yellow-orange, stronger straggler specimens left. I am weak today, but I am going home. Thank you, beloved. I am going home. I was drowning, the fluids enveloping me. I was hopeless and helpless. I couldn't breathe in. I couldn't breathe out. I was brought here like this. You became the nurses, doctors, staff. You were the medicines I took, the oxygen I breathed. No matter where I turned, your loving care and touch were with me. You were everywhere. Yesterday, late afternoon, I caught a glimpse of you. You paced my room back and forth. Today, I wonder at what you were doing. I haven't a clue. All I know is this: I am a fortunate one. The source of all. I wrote this on the side of the bed, I think maybe a couple days after I returned, in my bedroom. I spent a lot of time in bed recuperating from this. This is titled The Source of All. These moving mists morph and move on. An ancient hand writes in an inky gray. I pondered a message before my face. It is elusive, mercurial. You prepare a packet for each of us, individually wrapped, personalized name tag. Everyone is given what serves him best. There is no need to look at another's. The breeze is picking up as I write this. Rain is fine and barely noticeable. A few last leaves wave in the distance. I treasure the packet you've given me. Each day it unfolds before me. Every moment is a revelation from the infinite. I bow down to you continuously. I close my eyes and the landscape disappears. When I reopen, everything is in place. I have been here for a moment. I have been here for an eternity. How can I express the gift you have given? Your love and grace descended when I least expected it. As the trees hug the earth, I hold to you. I hold on to you, the source of all. Enthroned. You are the silent witness to what passes before my eyes. Self of myself, you are unperturbed, still and serene. At daybreak I look to you. Your feet, my place of pilgrimage. I find safe harbor there. No other respite can I find. All day long my heart cries out to you. You hear every whisper, every nuance. You are mother and father. I am your adoring child. I don't take anything for granted. You do everything for my benefit. You are the custodian of my heart. You are the emptiness of my hands. Time is a temporary wind passing over the surface of the world. Space is an utterly empty construct. You are finer and more imperceptible than the blink of an eye in the black of night. No words can capture you. Only my heart's lens sees clearly. Through my eyes, you entered my heart. Enthroned, you remain seated there. And then,
last one.
Begin again. The voice heard before waking. The eyes looking nowhere in particular. The day opening like the petals of a rose. I rise and begin again. Your name, my sanctuary and kingdom. Your name, glorified and exalted within my heart. Your name, ascending in my chest. Your name on my tongue and lips. The remedy for all ills. The answer to every problem. The answer to each and every question. The answer of all answers. The children leaping with happiness. The grandfather repeating his grandchildren's names. The dog snuggling in the arms of its master. The gardener looking from parched earth to heaven. The blushing sun rising above the horizon. The breezes that caress every leaf and tree. The softness of light at the golden hour. The day tapering out like the wick of a candle. The suddenness and majesty of your reappearance. I make ready your sanctuary and kingdom. Every preparation made for your arrival. I wait patiently at the entrance to your door. Jai Baba.